Hey, what you doing?
Watching a video.
Wouldn't you rather be playing a video?
Yeah!
Well, I'm Video Buddy. Just connect this handset to the TV with this suction cup. That's it. We're ready to play. Then watch your favorite Video Buddy tape, like Muppet Babies and more. While you watch, we'll play and answer questions. You did it!
Hey, looks like fun.
Video Buddy. It's learning and play in a whole new way. Batteries not included. Additional tapes sold separately.
It's me, your Video Buddy. It's a good time to play, wouldn't you say? When you hear this sound, it's time to answer. Let's get started. Paddington thought that something was wrong because the neighbors were out of town. What did he pack in his cart to bring with him to the neighbor's house? A telescope? A net? Marmalade sandwiches? A key? Or a tape recorder? Press the button to choose what Paddington packed in his cart. He brought marmalade sandwiches. Of course, he brought all of his cool detective tools, too.
Come close and listen. I have a story, yes. A tale about a camel and how he got his hump. It's true. Camel, he did not always have a hump. It all began as a simple harumph. Fly with me across the winds and I will tell you all there is to tell. Long ago, when the world was new and there was much to be done, the animals had just begun to work for man. There was a camel, and even though he looked different than the camels of today, he was nonetheless a camel. Idle he was, lazy you might say. Rude too he was. When spoken to, all he said was harumph, and not a word more. As the sun fell low in the sky, man gathered horse, dog, and ox. Since camel would not work, they would have to work twice as hard to make up for him. And the three were very angry. They went to the edge of the desert and there was camel, lazy, laughing, harumphing, and he idly wandered off. Then the dust spun all around, commotion, yes, and in spun the genie of the deserts. The three asked Genie if camel was right to not work when there was so much to be done. Genie replied, certainly not, and off he went to find Camel. Camel, what's this about you doing nothing when there is so much to be done? Said Genie. Camel said, "Harumph." As Camel closed his mouth, Genie did his magic. Camel's back began to grow bigger and bigger, like a great, big, lolloping harumph. Camel, since you haven't worked for 3 days, you will now be able to live off that harumph on your back for 3 days at a time. And Genie went spinning off. And so, Camel wears his harumph to this day. Polite we are, so we call it a hump. True it is that a camel doesn't need to eat or drink for at least 3 days at a time. And that is how the camel got his hump. My story, it is done. The wind is calling, but I return soon.
Greetings, I'm Stormy the bottlenose dolphin. For the first few years of my life, I lived with my family in the Gulf of Mexico off the Texas coast. At least that was until the big storm hit. And then, well, that's where my adventure began. My memory is a little cloudy, but I remember the sharks attacking me. And after that, I drifted towards shore. Fortunately, some humans found me and contacted the Texas Marine Mammal Stranding Network.
She's a boy.
They cleaned my wounds and took very good care of me for about 5 months. I learned to trust the humans and could even understand some of their language. So when it came time for me to go on the long journey to my new home, I wasn't so afraid. It hasn't all been easy, though. I had to learn to swim in a different way, and I depended on many humans to help me. But I'm getting stronger every day, and my adventure, well, it continues with my new family.
The Innards is an animated series for kids that tells what happens when a frozen mad scientist's body organs come to life and take over his mansion. From the brain to the bladder, every innard has a function, and they do it all without being discovered. At least that's what they think. For the Innards, every day is an out-of-body experience. Aftermath is a game show and series of interstitials where math's the game and wizards reign. Young wizard contestants solve secret math spells amidst a virtual set and 3D animated effects. Celestial Encounters is a series of animated interstitials that give us the inside scoop on our microbe world. We discover this incredible small world through the microscope of Norby and his pet Petrie. Based on Rudyard Kipling's Just So stories, these interstitial segments marry unique classic textures and visual styles in 2D and 3D animation. Stranded, Stormy's Adventure is a unique one-hour special that blends animation and documentary footage to tell the true story of a young dolphin's near-death experience and how he was nurtured back to health. Interactive Personalities is the parent company of Emotion and is one of the top innovators and producers of live animated corporate events in the country. Interactive and Emotion share resources to create animated characters through the use of motion capture technology.